Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here to speak. I've attended this before, but I have not presented, as you'll see the history of the company. I'm the founder, inventor of the technology that you're going to see today. I'm an OBGYN. I'm a former director of Kaiser Permanente in Southern California. I'm sort of a known guru in value-based care, and as you know, we're capitated at Kaiser, so there's always no outcome, no income. So we have a small footprint company, as you can see, and we developed some very interesting platform technology. We've re-engineered how tissue is removed from the body, and it came out of a need that I saw in OBGYN where women were suffering during workups for cervical cancer. And you'll see we were using late 19th century tools. So through innovation, we're able to re-engineer how a fabric could become a biopsy tool. And our vision, our mission is tissue-based technologies to save lives worldwide. It grew from taking tissue for biopsy to taking tissue for therapeutics, as you'll see. So we're having a risky, reusable world where particulates are left on metal tools, and now you can move them to a single-use disposable with a recyclable option for the handles, as you'll see. And we're both post-revenue and pre-revenue company. Since 2012, when we did our R&D, we proved that tissue could be biopsied legitimately with a quality. We could do it with rapid access at the clinical site, with great patient care experience at an affordable price. So our proven pre-revenue is the cancer, post-revenue is the cancer diagnostics, where we've done about 1.5 million biopsies in the United States. We've done some overseas, but we're mostly FDA, and our new post-revenue is in the chronic wound care, and I'll show you a little glimpse of what that looks like. Pre-revenue, we've got a multi-billion-dollar pipeline, everything from genomics to dermatopathology to lower GI pathology, dermatopathology with diagnostics, with accessories to use our technology. The product, people asked me at the Vizient Innovation Award, they said, "What's your product?" And I said, "It's Kylon fabric." They said, "What's that?" I said, "It's a new way to take tissue from the body," because they only let us bring one product. So they let me bring all the products because Kylon is the product. Kylon is the multi-patented innovation that's nylon. It's woven into a fabric that can be placed on any surface, for any contour, for any body part. So if you think about a tipping point and how you transform, think about the wound vac. It didn't exist before 1990s, and all of a sudden, it became the standard of care within 5 years. Thoracotomy for heart bypass versus cath. Lap choles, the surgeons used to make fun of us as laparoscopic surgeons in the 90s, and all of a sudden, they realized they could take a gallbladder out with a laparoscope, and within a couple of years, they thought they took over the industry. And so on and so forth. You know, HIFU for ultrasound to treat things inside. There's a lot of transformation going on. A lot of things I've learned here since I've been sitting in the meetings. So that is the key. I've taken the single-use disposables that can transmit AIDS and hepatitis between uses if they're not cleaned, to single-use disposables that work, that are affordable, that are legitimately like $5 to $6 devices. So people say, do we have a HCPCS code? Well, I bring these into procedures that are reimbursed pretty significantly through the overhead. And it's been costed out at places like Kaiser and others. The overhead to bring single-use disposables with the patient safety factor is more cost-effective than recycling instruments. We have to sharpen them, clean them, autoclave them, repackage them, and restock them. And in fact, I was able to put it on a finger cot for wound care and debride a wound very rapidly. So what's the value? The value is the cost, but it's also the value is the quality. The value is the access, how quick and how easy is it to integrate into the system you're running it in. These devices can go in home health, hospital-based care, office-based care, everywhere. Very easy to integrate. And of course, the patient care experience. And if you see the thing on the bottom, I say, people fear a scalpel, but nobody fears the finger. So these are the SKUs that we have on the market. Soft biopsy is the name. I like that name because people say you can get this biopsy, you can get a soft biopsy. Soft DC, soft DCC, soft K-COT, these are all the devices. Like I said, we've sold 1.5 million cases in the US. It's got a single disposable design. and there's about a $5 historical price. And you'd say, how do you run a business like that? So if you go on our website, people can see the procedure. It's very easy to train remotely. There's a huge National Cancer Institute moonshot project going on around the world. And I trained everyone with a Bartlett pair, my devices, and the internet. And they basically could learn how to take biopsies of the cervix. The same is true for wound care, as you'll see. And these are the value equation presentations. So people say, okay, fine, you got a device, you got a method. What about integrating it into our practice? Show us value. If we're capitated, how do we make money? How do we make throughput happen? And that's what this part of the website teaches. And then this is just to give you an idea on our instructions for use, how easy it is to teach somebody to use this kind of technology, what the device, that picture of that device with the tissue in is so important because that gets snapped off and sent to a lab. And if the clinician doesn't do it right, then the specimen doesn't get to the lab, that gets cleaned out. So that is so important to get high value because the pathologist can now make a diagnosis. And you snap it free, the handles are recyclable, the tips go to the lab. So that's the finger cut. And I'll show you two cases. Now, for those of you who are not clinical, I apologize, but the one is a diabetic foot ulcer, the other one is a chronic venous leg ulcer. So you'll see the procedures being done. And nobody fears the finger. So see how rapidly you can get some stimulation of that wound base, get that debris cleaned off? Time is money for wound care clinicians that have to see 10, 20 patients in a day. So when they can do this compassionately, which is our mantra, the trademark is compassionate colposcopy and compassionate debridement at your fingertips, we try to send that message that we're doing this effectively and gently. Then the money part. Well, what is it about your device? It's a $5 device. There is an A code, which is a miscellaneous surgical code, but these are all the procedures that these biopsy devices integrate into. So these are pretty significantly reimbursed. And when you show that single-use disposable is not only safer, mitigates litigation, but it's also, if you cost out what it costs to recycle reusables, it's actually less expensive in most systems. You have a winning formula. You're showing value, which we have. We have 42 major hospital systems, things like MD Anderson, the Harvard system. We've really integrated health systems, 125 of them. 57 laboratories love our product so much they either promote it or they've integrated it. We have some distribution with McKesson, Shine, Medline, some GPOs. So we're post-revenue on the GYN side. We have no competition. We're in a colposcopy market that's $545 million globally. Advanced wound care, $7 billion. Nearly half our sales are direct. We have a very sticky customer relationships. We have a compact leadership and mostly organic growth. We have 13 issued patents, 6 EU. We have a strong, consistent blanket order rate. We have a consistent organic growth, 12 to 13% per year, with a net operating income of 7.5%. We'll do about $2 million in sales this year, and we did this with an angel startup without a raise. So we're self-sustaining. We're here to get sales and marketing expansion, board prowess, more R&D, improve our margins by bringing more of our manufacturing in-house. We have 2 contract manufacturers. We have no supply chain issues. We're going to move into the veterinary field. We're going to move into the skin testing field. We're going to move into biofilm diagnostics. Skin substitutes require a great debridement. And there are several additional medical market segments we're planning and development. So you can understand we want a growth trajectory. We need a M&A, a strategic, a growth type investment to build this company out, to really do what it can do. So with that, I thank you for your attention and hope you learned something about Histologics today. Thank you.